when I was young, when I was a kid, I was not exactly a guy who was involved into sports. Actually, I know I don't look like it, but I was a nerd. I was in the best in my class in maths and science, and the worst in physical education or sports, really the worst. And I was overweight also. I was overweight. I mean, I did some karate when I was a kid, but then I think that from my 8 years old until probably my 13, I did pretty much nothing. So I was very much passionate about, science, maths, and, electronics and all that stuff. And sports and TV, of course, lots of TV, plenty of TV. And so sports were not down my alley. And I was definitely overweight until I discovered something which gathered my interest, my total interest, which was ladies. At that age, you start being interested in that. And I realized that being a nerd overweight, the fat version of Sheldon of the Big Bang Theory was not helping in getting in touch with the opposite sex. So I wanted to lose weight. And initially it was just, about started walking and dieting with no idea what was supposed for me. That being on a diet was just try not to eat. But it did work. I lost weight and so on. But then I was skinny at one point and I was weak. And I, for some reason in Venice during Carnival, I was involved into argue and fight between young kids, people my age, young guys, young teenagers. And I got beat up really hard. So I decided I'm going to go to the gym and become strong. So that's the story. And I was 13 when I entered it was at the time was a weightlifting and powerlifting gym. So I went there and I had no idea, no clue. And at the time, right now, people who get into the fitness industry are kind of lucky because there is knowledge. At the time, there was no internet. There was no knowledge. There were probably 3 books about physical preparation in Italy, about weights at least. And some people would come back from the US with some, magazines and stuff where you would see Franco Columbo, Arnold at the time, guys like that. And so everything was like word of mouth. So I recall that I went to this gym, I registered, and the owner asked me, okay, so what do you want to do? Well, I'd like to bulk up, build some muscles, get stronger. And he goes like, are you interested in legs, training your legs? I said, no, I just want to build big chest and big guns. And he goes like, okay, so you're a bodybuilder. So let me there. And I remember, it was a very old gym. Benches were wooden with no cushion, no nothing. And he told me, okay, that thing is called bench press. You do 5 sets of 10. Then he goes, that one is, see that par? You pull yourself up for 10 times if you can. If you can't, you didn't have a machine. They had a pulley attached on the roof with a basically a container. You just throw plates there, sat on the floor, and just pull it down. So you do your pulls there, and then you take 2 of those dumbbells and you do 5 sets of 10 lateral raises, plus you do curls, and then you lie down and you do your triceps. And then if you want, see the bench there inclined, you do abs there. That's it. He never spoke to me since then. That's all I did.
So he literally didn't give you any leg exercises because
not at all. No, because I said I was not interested, right? And so I didn't work my legs for quite some time. So I went to that gym and I was just copying and looking around, see what other people were doing. But many of them were weightlifters, and some of them were bodybuilders. And 2 different, communities didn't speak to each other. Like, like when they're in those countries where, people don't get along to each other, like different communities, and they stay separate and they don't speak to each other and they don't appreciate each other. So I went there for a few months, and then I went to a gym. I went to another weightlifting gym where I found a good coach. Well, for the time, it was a good coach because he was telling you what to do at least. And he said, well, you're strong, I was strong in the bench press. So he convinced me to do like inner bench press competition. And I did well. So he said, you got to do powerlifting. I said, good. So what am I supposed to do? Well, you just do squats, deadlifts, and bench. I said, good. So how am I supposed to squat? He says, well, you put the bar on your shoulders, you just squat down, come back up. I said, okay, but how about the stance? How should I put my feet? Oh, you put the bar on your shoulders, you go down and squat down, come back up. So Yeah, but where should I put the bar, position, and the grip, and high? Put the bar on your shoulders, squat down, come back up. But how do I know if I'm doing it right? And he goes, if you're able to come back up, you're good. This was pretty much the technical clues you got. So to make a long story short, I think it was 1983, and I was 13 years old. And at 15, I did my first powerlifting competition. So that was probably 1984. I'm from 69, so 1984. I did the competition and I got third in the Northern Italy Championship because I was strong in the bench press. I was like 58, 60 kilos, and I think I benched 115 kilos, squatted 130, deadlifted something like that. I still have some photos of that. And so I was good. I said, oh, this is a promising powerlifting. But within 2 years, I think it's 17, I herniated a disc. Guess why? I would put the bar on my shoulders, squat down, come back up, right? With no idea what I was doing. None of us had any idea.